It was a beautiful Sunday morning. People were filling the church to its full capacity. As they entered, each were given a bulletin filled with announcements, topic of today's sermon, what songs they would sing, and who to pray for. At the end of the line stood an older man. His clothes were filthy, and you could tell that he had not bathed in days. His face was covered with whiskers, for he had not shaved for a very long time. When he reached the usher, he removed his tattered old brown hat in respect. His hair was long, dirty, and a tangled mess. He had no shoes on his feet and wore only soiled black socks to cover the sores upon his feet. The usher looked at him, turning up his nose at the old man, and said, I'm sorry, sir, but I'm afraid we can't let you in. You will distract the congregation and we don't allow anyone to disrupt our service. I'm afraid you'll have to leave." The old man looked down at himself, and with a puzzled look on his face, he placed his old brown hat back upon his head and turned to leave. He was sad, as he loved to hear the choir sing praises to the Lord. He loved to watch the little children get up in front of the church to sing their little songs. He carried in his pocket a small worn-out Bible and loved to see if the minister preached a passage from the Bible that he had underlined. But he was respectful and didn't want to cause any commotion, so he hung down his head and walked back down the steps of the big brick church. He sat down on the brick wall near the edge of the churchyard and strained to listen through closed doors and windows to the singing going on in the church. Oh, how he wished he could be inside with all the others. A few minutes had passed by when all of a sudden a younger man came up behind him and sat down near him. He asked the old man what he was doing. He answered, "I was going to church today, but they thought I was too filthy, my clothes too old and worn, and they were afraid I would disrupt their service. Sorry, I didn't introduce myself. My name is George." The two men shook hands, and George couldn't help but notice that this man had long hair like his. He wore a piece of cloth draped over his body, tied with a royal purple sash. He had sandals on his feet, now covered with dust and dirt. The stranger touched George's shoulder and said, "George, don't feel bad, because they won't let you in. My name is Jesus, and I've been trying to get into the same church for years. They won't let me in either." Hebrews 13:2. Remember to welcome strangers in your homes. There were some who did that and welcomed angels without knowing it. Let's build ourselves out of that story, and may the good God continue to bless.